Hey guys, it's me, Shani, and today I'm going to be doing a Downton Abbey themed vlog, so if you're interested, then keep on watching. I am just so excited for this video. I absolutely love Downton Abbey. It is honestly my favorite show of all time, and they also made movies after the TV show ended. The final Downton Abbey movie just recently came out to theaters. It's called Downton Abbey The Finale, and I recently saw it in theaters. It was so good. So in this video I wanted to give my thoughts on the movie, do kind of like a movie review. I also thought it'd be cool to go through some of my vintage items and just kind of pick out ones that remind me of Downton Abbey or are from the time period that Downton Abbey is set in. I just thought that would be kind of fun, so that's another part of this video. And then lastly, we're going to be making an item from the Downton Abbey official cookbook that I have. So if you're interested, if you love the show Downton Abbey, then I think you'll enjoy this one. You can't have a Downton Abbey themed video without having some tea. For my movie review, I would give Downton Abbey The Finale a 10 out of 10 stars. I absolutely loved the movie. I loved the series. I loved all the movies. This is the third movie, I believe. Oh my gosh, loved this one so much. It was amazing. I love the characters of Downton Abbey. They're just so amazing. You're so interested in the characters. I feel like even though time has passed since the last time I watched the movies and the films, I feel like I was brought right back into the world of Downton Abbey, and I just loved to see where they took the characters' storylines. It was just incredible. I also loved how they tried to wrap up all the characters' storylines, kind of give us a little bit of an ending for all of it. This video is going to contain spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie yet and you want to, I would skip my movie review portion of this video. The overall theme for this movie, I would say, is moving on with the times, like kind of making sure you're keeping up with the times, being open to change while still appreciating the past, which I think is such a beautiful theme. I think I could take some of that in my own life, like I could draw inspiration from the theme, I feel like, in my own life, and it just kind of, you can kind of apply it to many different things, which I think is cool, and you can apply it to many different storylines in the movie. So very nice overall theme, I thought. I absolutely loved the fashion. Mary's red dress is iconic. You could tell they were really trying to create an iconic moment with that red dress that she puts on. I can't believe she's getting a divorce. That was kind of, to me, that was a little bit surprising. Like, I should have seen it coming, but I just didn't expect them to take that as like a big part of the movie. I didn't expect that. I thought it was very interesting. But I think it was nice that she kind of ended as this independent woman, and that's how it's kind of going, because she's always been so fierce and independent. So I think it was a kind of a cool wrap to her story in a way. But yeah, I definitely love the fashion. I think that's something I always enjoy with period dramas, but especially Downton Abbey. It's fun to see the different outfits. Personally, something I wish was in the film that wasn't was a scene with Carson and Mary, and their relationship is just so beautiful. Like, he's kind of like a second father to her, and I just wish when she was going through the divorce and going through the, can I do this? Am I going to be able to take over Downton successfully. I kind of wish there was a little bit more of a scene with her and Carson encouraging her. I know she doesn't need encouragement. She is fine on her own, but I just love her relationship with Carson. So that was one thing I would have maybe done more of, is like some sort of really cute scene with the two of them. But that was kind of the only thing I could think of that I really wanted to see and didn't really get to see. The ending scene had me bawling my eyes out. Honestly, I didn't know if I would cry or not. I do tend to cry in certain situations. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it still takes a lot for me to be crying at a movie, maybe. When Mary looks around the ballroom and sees Sybil, Matthew, and Violet, and we get to see these memories of them that she has, it just was, it was such a beautiful moment. Those are characters that mean so much to the Downton Abbey storyline and are no longer with her in the story, and it just got you so much. And especially that the actress Maggie Smith has passed away in real life. It was such a beautiful tribute to Maggie Smith, and such a great way to end the movie and end the series. I was crying so hard. I could not believe it. It was just such a beautiful nod to the past seasons, the whole story of Downton Abbey. It was just such a great way to kind of tie it all together. I could not think of a better ending to this show and movie series. Honestly, I think it was perfect. And then Cora and Robert walking away from the estate. That was such a pivotal, interesting moment as well, part of the ending scene. It was just so emotional. It was kind of just like this moving on feeling, like bittersweet. I think the perfect way to describe it is bittersweet. I truly loved it. I would love to know what you thought of the movie, if you saw it or if you've seen the series, what your thoughts are. I absolutely love it. I think it's just such a beautiful show, such good writing, such good characters, but I would love to know your thoughts. The Downton Abbey show and the 3 movies are all set to be taking place from 1912 to 1930. So I thought it would be interesting to go through my items from that time period and see if any of them are kind of fitting or remind me of Downton Abbey. First, I wanted to start with a sign I have hanging in one of my bathrooms. It is a vintage Sears Roebuck White Lily face wash wooden sign, and it's just so stunning. It really is beautiful. I love it. I believe this sign is from the 1910s, which is crazy. So it definitely fits the time period that Downton Abbey was set in. And I even have a print of the original ad as well. So the sign is from the 1910s, and then I have a book of Sears advertisements, like kind of like a replica of them. So I'll include a clip of that as well. But I only got this for $10 years ago, but it's just one of my favorite vintage items. I can't believe it's that old, and I love the picture of the Victorian lady as well. I think it just reminds me of Downton and the hats they wore. Next, I have this vintage ad. It's an Armand ad from 1926. Doesn't that look like Lady Edith? It just reminds me of her. And this is an original ad from May 1926 in the Good Housekeeping magazine. Doesn't it look like her? Oh my gosh. Next, I have this Jack Rose toilet water. Look at how stunning this is. I love the rose details here and here. And this is from the 1920s. It is from the Backhorn Company, perfumers in Elmira, New York. Next, I have a vintage powder. This is the 3 Flowers face powder from Richard Hudnut. And this image on the top here always reminded me of Anna and Mary and their relationship. Anna is Mary's lady's maid, and it honestly looks like some of the scenes from the show in a way. I also have a little mini sample of it as well that I found a few years after I found the first one. Here they are next to each other. I also have this compact that my amazing friend Nikki got me as a gift. It is so stunning. It is silver and has this beautiful design. And right here, I believe, would have been a chain. So back in the 1920s, it was very popular to have dance compacts where it had a chain on it and you would go dancing with it around your wrist or sometimes as a necklace. But I think mostly they'd wear it on the wrist. But either way, this I believe is from the 1920s. So it's just so cool to think of it that way. I mean, obviously, I think it was maybe more of an American thing. Like, I don't know if all of these items could be England related as well, but I know flappers in America would wear these compacts on their wrist. And if you open it up, I think your mirror would have been here, and then right here is a little baby puff and a sifter for the powder. I absolutely love this compact, and because it's from the 20s, I think it just reminds me of Downton Abbey and that time frame of the show. I have another vintage ad. This one is from De Jour Kiss. This one's from 1923, and it's just so stunning. I love this one. I got this for $5 in the frame and everything. I absolutely love De Jour Kiss. I have a whole video on them if you're interested. But what drew me to this one for this video was this image in the center here. It just totally reminded me of a Downton Abbey dinner party, and the way they're dressed and everything. It just totally reminded me of that. I also have a print of an 1880 painting called The Chess Game, and the frame and the print just remind me of something that would have been hanging in the Downton Abbey drawing room. They always had beautiful portraits and paintings all around them in the set, on the set of Downton Abbey. I have two items from my mom's Aunt Jan, who has passed away, but I have some of her items, and I think two of them would have really fit the Downton Abbey theme. The first item is an actual mink collar, and it's real mink, and it just is something I feel like were on a lot of the coats back then. I feel like I've seen in Downton Abbey a few of their outfits having some mink in it. This one's a little short maybe for the ones they had. I think this one's actually from the 1950s, but I do think it kind of goes with the vibe of some of the outfits that they had having the mink collar. These were also Aunt Jan's. They are these gorgeous black opera gloves, and they are just so stunning. They have gorgeous roses on it. Like, look at the detail all the way down the glove. And often in Downton Abbey, they can be seen wearing really long gloves. I believe these actually are from the 1940s, so they don't fully fit the time period, but they still fit the vibe, so I wanted to include them. Look at how long these are. Oh my gosh. I don't think they really match my outfit fully, but like, look at how pretty. This is not vintage, but my Aunt Diane got me this gorgeous headband a long time ago actually, and I thought it would be perfect for Downton Abbey because it's kind of like when some of the characters would wear headbands across their forehead. I can't remember, I think it was more in the 20s, but I'll insert a clip of when I went to the movies. I wore the headband like this, kind of to look like Mary and some of the other characters that did that in the show. I'm wearing this dress because this is the dress I wore to see the movie, and the reason I picked it is because I think it's the closest I have to something that kind of resembles things that they wore. Honestly, I don't have anything from that time period clothing wise, but I just thought it was a cute dress and was kind of the closest thing I have to something like that. It is this yellow color and it kind of has like a paisley pattern. I also have this pair of gloves from a while ago. I bought them for a Halloween costume. They are not vintage, they are newer, but I thought they kind of also fit the vibe. They're just the satiny looking long ones I think I got from Amazon. So you can definitely find gloves if you're looking for that type of vibe, but I prefer vintage. I also have this gorgeous boudoir cap, and this is actually from the 1920s, which is so cool. And in Downton Abbey, they did not wear boudoir caps, I don't think, in any of the scenes, but it would have been period accurate. So they should have included some boudoir caps. It has lace and silk, and these little tiny rosebud details. Here I am with my boudoir cap on. It is so dainty and cute. And I looked it up. It was used to protect short hairstyles while sleeping or first thing in the morning. It was ideal for the smart bedroom woman. It says to hide the morning hair mess. So that's when they would wear these boudoir caps, and I don't know, it's just so cute, and I feel like they should have included that in the show. They didn't, maybe because they look a little silly, but this is actually from the 1920s. It is very delicate, so I have to be careful, but I just love looking at it. I don't really take it out of the box I have it in often, so it's cute to just look at it and put it on again. Like, look at the cute little flower details. My newest vintage item that I've gotten recently is this silver tray, and it is actually, I believe, from around the 1950s or 60s, so it's not period accurate completely, but it does resemble a Victorian looking tray. It is just gorgeous. I don't know if you can really see the details. I feel like it's reflecting a lot, but it is a smaller tray. They have bigger silver trays that they would carry like the, tea pot and stuff on. This reminds me of what the butlers would carry letters on. Like if they're delivering a letter, they would put it on this and hand it to them. And I got it for only $4.99 at a thrift store recently, but I think it's really cute, and I just picture someone giving me a letter with this, if I was super fancy and royalty or something. We have a letter for you, madam. There was a scene where Mary was wearing the same exact looking pearl necklace, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have one just like it. This one's from Randy's mom. She gave it to me. I was wearing it in my last video. It's just so beautiful, and it definitely was something around the 1930s that women were wearing similar to this. Here's what it looks like on. Oh my gosh, I just love it. I also have this gorgeous Downton Abbey hat box. It was originally a vintage hat box that someone turned into a Downton Abbey themed hat box. And so it is vintage. I don't know what year, but it's so beautiful. This was such a sweet gift from Allison. Allison, if you're watching, thank you so much. Here is the top. And then the sides have the Downton Abbey castle on it. And this is what the inside looks like. It's just stunning. I love it so much. I think that was it for vintage items, but I have a couple other items I still want to show you. This is a copper water bottle that's newer, and Randy got these because he got 2 of them because drinking out of copper water bottles is supposed to be beneficial for you health-wise, I believe, but we drink out of these all the time, and this is what they look like. And it just reminds me of Downton, because if you see the kitchen of Downton Abbey, they always have all different copper teapots and pans and all sorts of things. It's a lot of copper that they used back then. So this reminds me of Mrs. Patmore and the kitchen and all their copper items. I also received a super thoughtful bridal shower gift recently that I didn't get to include in my last video, but I wanted to include it here because we know that in Downton Abbey they love drinking tea. So I have a brand new tea set that I got as a bridal shower gift from Chelsea and Gerardo. I love it so much. Here is the teapot that was included in the set. It is stunning. Oh my gosh, I love the floral design. And of course, this reminds me of Downton. They always are drinking tea. I'm always drinking tea. So I absolutely love this little set. The last item I wanted to mention is this cute little tiara. It's not vintage. I've had this for a bit now. I think I got it for a Halloween costume back in the day, but it reminds me a little bit of the tiaras they wore on the show. Of course, theirs were more elaborate and beautiful, but this one is cute. I think that was all the items I wanted to mention, but I am going to be including clips from some Downton Abbey books that I have throughout the video, so I wanted to show you those too. I have The World of Downton Abbey. This one's kind of older. I got this at an antique store a while ago. It is of the first couple seasons, so it's not very updated with the newer seasons or anything, but it is a good book if you love Downton Abbey. And then I also have the official Downton Abbey cookbook. This one I also got in an antique store, and this was only $5, which I thought was a really good deal when I got it at maybe a couple years ago at an antique store. But this one is the cookbook, so I'm going to include some like clips of some pages of this one. But I'm also going to cook something in this cookbook, so I'm very excited. Randy will help me with that part also, but I'm excited to see what's in here. I have not made anything in this cookbook yet, so this will be interesting. It's time! We are making a recipe from the Downton Abbey cookbook. We decided on the stuffed tomatoes. We're going to do the cold stuffed tomatoes. You can do a hot version, but with the ingredients we just decided to do the cold ones. Here's the close-up of the picture. And here's the recipe. Always a useful standby, stuffed tomatoes make their appearance in season 4. They were a versatile dish, for they could be served hot or cold, cooked or raw, and stuffed with a wide variety of fillings, depending on what leftovers were on hand and what was deemed suitable for the invited guests. These 2 recipes are very simple, so it's important to use full-flavored tomatoes, preferably homegrown or from a local farm. We did get them from the farmer's market. It says, recipe note, you can stuff tomatoes with almost anything, hence the slightly odd but authentic pineapple mayonnaise mixture featured here. Randy's already cut them out and they look so good. You did great. For the cold stuffed tomatoes, they suggest 4 tablespoons of shredded pineapple, so either fresh or canned. We got a fresh pineapple, and we couldn't find the chopped toasted hazelnuts. That was another part of the recipe. Could not find hazelnuts besides chocolate covered ones, and we didn't think that would go. So that we're skipping, but instead of that one, I'm adding in these fresh mozzarella pearls. I thought that would go good in a tomato. I don't know. So that's something we're adding to the recipe. And then mayo. So we have mayonnaise. It calls for 2 tablespoons. And then salt and pepper. And then shredded lettuce or spinach for serving. And so we have some baby spinach that we're going to put in there as well. I don't know how mayonnaise and pineapple are going to go together, but it says that that is a odd but authentic mixture, the pineapple and mayonnaise. So I'm ready to live like I'm in Downton Abbey, right, Randy?
Right.
All of the tomatoes look so good. Oh my goodness. Look at them cut the pineapple. Okay, 2 tablespoons of mayo. I feel like 2 tablespoons is not enough, so I'm putting a little more than that. You're telling me that's all the mayo we need for 6 tomatoes? I don't know.
Oh gosh. Is that what they mean? It looks like a puree.
Oh no! Adding the pineapple. We're adding some mozzarella balls. Ooh, it looks like baby food or something.
If this is cold, it might be disgusting.
You think it's gonna be disgusting?
It could be.
It might be disgusting.
Cold mayo.
Season with salt and pepper. Divide the mixture evenly. Doesn't it look like spoiled milk? I don't know. Next.
This is either going to be really good or the most disgusting thing we've had in a while.
Oh, yeah, that looks good.
How high?
I don't know. I feel like we're going to need to make more of the mixture.
We're going to need way more.
Yeah. Because all we're adding is spinach. Alright, we gotta make more mixture. I doubled the mayo and not the pineapple, so now there's gonna be too much mayo in the first 3. but Randy fixed it for the last 3.
You just love mayo, don't you?
I guess so. I didn't mean it. Here is the final result. I may have put too much mayo in 3 of them, but these 2 in the back are made properly, so we're gonna try them. I feel like they don't look as good as the picture, but they look pretty good. I don't know. Let's give them a try. This is the process of eating it. It's a little messy, but we both liked it, right, Randy? What do you think? It was pretty good. Randy thinks it would have been better if we did the hot stuffed one, but a lot of the ingredients we wouldn't really have. But overall, it was good. Kind of weird, kind of different, but good.
For the upstairs or downstairs?
This is for the upstairs.
Maybe the cold ones are for downstairs.
Yeah, you think? So in the cookbook, there's meals for the upstairs, and then meals for like the servants and downstairs. But this was featured in the upstairs section. But Randy's thinking the hot would be the upstairs. But either way, it was fun. We enjoyed it. I'm trying to convince Randy to try the one with too much mayo. We'll see if he does. But these ones that were made properly were good. So we figured out how to salvage it. The ones that we messed up, what we're doing is we took out the mixture, so now it looks super messy, but we took out the mixture and added more pineapple so that it's not too much mayo from my mistake, and then now we're adding them back in. Wow! So we saved it. The only thing is the spinach is mixed in now instead of on the top, and they look messy and kind of gross, but they were good, and I feel like they're a nice, like, lunch item or something. Randy and I went to an antique store yesterday, and I found all of these gorgeous Victoria magazines. They are so cute. I really want to subscribe, I think, to this magazine because it is adorable. They have, like, different decor ideas, different recipes. It's like very elegant and cute. I couldn't believe when I found these 2 about the Downton Abbey Castle, the Highclere Castle. I could not believe it. Oh my gosh. It's just funny because I've been filming this video about Downton Abbey this week, and then to find these in an antique store was just funny because I just didn't expect to find these old magazines talking about the Downton Abbey Castle. This one is from September 2013, and then this one is newer. It's from February 2025. I'll do the older one first. Here it is. Oh my goodness. It says it's over 1,000 acres. It looks just like the show, honestly. The same family seems to have owned it since 1679, which is crazy. Here is the inside. Wow. How stunning is this house? Look at the library, the garden. Let's take a look at this one, which came out this year. Here is the Countess. This one's more so talking about the gifts in the castle, like their gift shop. Oh my gosh, look at it. I feel like that's kind of an interesting thing to highlight, but here's what's in the gift shop. I feel like I would want this little castle tea bag holder. That's adorable. Here's the inside of Downton. We have the library. How beautiful. There she is sitting where the characters of Downton Abbey probably sat. Oh my gosh, look at all the old books, the cup of tea. Here's the fireplace. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.